Y- Yeah. Yeah, because I can hear you good over here. Produce. All right, I believe I fixed the problem. I don't know why this skin thing keeps resetting my audio, but yeah. I was saying, what's good, Relocation Football League fans? You already know that's my intro, man. I got Amir Williams with me. I was saying he's looking to be a regular on the RFL podcast. Very excited. The RFL season is about to begin, starting tomorrow. Tomorrow, boys. I got the schedule. For guys who've been in the Discord, it's already been an exclusive for those guys. They already know what the schedule is for this upcoming week. I'm still also working on inputting in the mod the scheduling. That is going to be that's going to be exactly the same to real life when the game should be streamed. Another thing too, I will let you guys know. We start off with, of course, the RFL mod. I know I said I was going to drop the RFL mod to the public today, but there's still quite a few things that we've seen that needs to be done, and I thought we were going to be able to get to it this weekend, but honestly, all of us that's been working on the mod have been extremely busy, so we were not able to get that all done this weekend, and we want to make sure it's perfect and to the T as much as possible. So instead of just waiting another week or something like that, we want the hype to run into the regular season. So we won't be dropping the RFL mod until the day before the RFL regular season, which starts on the 22nd. So the mod will be looking to drop that Wednesday when I have a podcast to recap week 3 of the preseason for you guys to download, okay? For those who have PCs. Shout out to everyone that is here though right now. Appreciate you guys coming through. It's actually going to be a decent amount of content we have to talk about coming into this. Just to reiterate some moves, guys who've been paying attention to social media, there has been some trades that went down, and it's all been pertaining towards the Red Dragons. Kind of want to speak on that so guys can know why those moves were made with those players for the as cheap as a deal as it was for the other teams. The main thing is the San Diego Red Dragons. They were well over their salary cap, and so because of that, kind of the same deal with Geno Gannon and Marquise Washington. You got to cut down and make trades so that you could get under the salary cap before the season starts. And Coach Davis ended up getting rid of future Hall of Famer Charles Raymond. He wanted to keep him bad, man. He was telling me like that was one guy he wanted to keep, but at the end of the day, he ends up trading him over there to Sacramento. Those guys are getting all the old geezers, man. They're trying to make sure the depth is there, and yeah, they may be old, but they still can pack a punch. So Coach Dunn's been racking up getting guys like that. So he adds Charles Raymond to the mix, and then I was able to swing Nick Slate, a center, which the Thunderbirds needed a center bad. So they got Nick Slate from the Red Dragons, who's 33 years old. Just looking for him to be a one-hit wonder. Hopefully the one piece they need on offense to really get things going. And they trade him for a 4th-round draft pick to acquire him from the Red Dragons. Another rule which has been added to the RFL is now trades can be made to where if teams are in salary cap trouble. This is only if you are in salary cap trouble. Well, actually, it could be in any situation if you're willing to take the hit, but most likely teams probably won't. If a team trades and they don't have the space of the penalty for the player, then that team trading for that player can elect to accept the penalty of how much money it would have cost the team getting rid of the player. So because of that, now the Thunderbirds and the Miners both took what cap penalty the Red Dragons would have got, and it helped them be able to free up more money so that they can get under the cap of 270 mil for the season. So just wanted to go ahead and talk about those trades. Real fast since those were the only things honestly that was out. So now we're about to go ahead and get into what was also posted on social media, which is top 10. This is where my guy will be able to elaborate and get more into it here with me. Looking at the top 10 players at each position coming into the RFL this season. Guys you want to look out for guys who don't know much about the RFL, this is where you get to learn about some guys. So let's start from quarterback all the way down the list. We even show the punters and offensive line some help, some love this time, man. So we usually don't do that, so this is a big deal. Starting off with the quarterback. So these are the top 10 overall rated quarterbacks for season 9 coming into, of course, season 9. Reed Wagner at number 1, 98, playing for the Steamers. Another reason why I'm doing this as well is just so guys outside of the first guy that you see at the top of the list where you see the picture, the rest of the guys you can at least know what team they came from for newcomers of the RFL that don't know much about these players. So Reed Wagner, obviously you can see he's a Memphis Steamer. He won the MVP award for the first time in his career last season in season 8, had a monster year. At number 2, at a 96 overall, LC3 from the Thunderbirds went to the Reload Bowl. Of course, fell short. LC6, that's not CS. Is it CS or Siete? What is it? Nah, I don't know my Spanish. I probably bail myself for this. That's terrible Spanish. But yeah, LC3, LC3. Got is number 2 with the 96. Also at the 96 is Joseph Gidley. We know he's getting up there in age. He's dropped down from an X Factor down to a superstar. He is a Snowhawk. Jabri Jackson, if you have watched any little bit of RFL, everyone just about knows about Jabri Jackson, the Gunners quarterback. Signed for 2 more years to stay with the franchise. Geno Gannon, a former Chicago Cougar, of course, big news last podcast, got traded over there to be a Black Knight. And so he is, oh, guys are there roasting. Oh, nah. But yeah. So Geno Gannon, a 95 overall along there with Jabri Jackson. Marquise Washington going to getting traded. These dudes killing me. Marquise Washington being is a desperado now, and he is a 94 overall. At number 7, we got Sentinels quarterback DeAndre Wilkins Jr., 92. At a 91, Ben Wakefield from the Crusaders, Tom Wilson from the Shamrocks, and Glenn Hay, old guy, still up there, at least in the top 10 overall wise, at an 89. So those are the top 10 quarterbacks. When you look at these top 10 quarterbacks, I guess we could do this for each position. I'm going to just ask you who your opinion is on who you think will perform. Looking at this quarterback list, which quarterback do you think is going to be top amongst the top 10 this season?
I got to start off saying Reed Wagner, man, because my quarterback, hey, still a 98. How old is he? Like low young 30s right now.
Yeah, like 31, 32, something like that.
Hey, he's still balling out here, man. Hey, I feel like he has a shot at going back to back MVPs out this season. Let's see who else we got. I feel like Geno is gonna thrive out there and is gonna thrive in for the Black Knights. So I think he's gonna finish the season top 5 statistically.
Shout out to Rodney Goins for the $5 donation. Says hashtag Steamer Nation.
Hey, what's up, Rodney? DeAndre Wilkins Jr. I feel like DWJ is probably gonna finish top 5 as well. In terms of his stats, because Sentinels they just had a pretty good draft and they still got a solid receiving core out there. Let's see who else. I feel like LC3. I just skipped over my guy. LC3 still out there. T-Birds. Hey, that T-Birds receiving core is looking lethal. I hate playing against them.
But I know one thing when they get right, man, because LC3, I mean, great quarterback, but his receiving core for the last couple years has not been like good. We know how great Sharkley is going to be.
Yeah,
we know about London Lions, but he's definitely past his prime. Cheney, great guy when he at times he's on an off hit or miss. But yeah, man, if these guys can come through for LC3 this season, that would be huge for the Thunderbirds.
I think they will. That T-Birds has always been a nice team over here. Yeah. I think those gonna be my main guys though. Like who's gonna really be fighting for them the top 5 in statistics at the end of the season.
All right, let's get a look at the running backs. Top 10 running backs coming into the RFL season. Tavion Hall, the only 99 overall running back, been that overall for a while now. At one, for the Elks, he got Darius Martin. This guy, beast. Uh, Thought he would win running back of the year last season, but just didn't have enough touchdowns compared to the top backs that were able to get that. Madison Axel, number 3 with 96 from the Diablos. Red Dragons running back DJ Scott, a 95 overall at number 4. At number 5, Aviators running back Kingston Kinney, a 94 overall. Another 94 overall is Condors running back Cornell Mickens. Still in the top 10, Trey Worsley, 93 overall from the Celtic Tigers. Denard Locker being traded over there from the Cougars now to the Miners. Well, not traded, but dropped into free agency, picked up by the Miners. 93 overall is Denard Locker. And also at 93 overall is Gunners running back Ronnie Nickens. And at the top 10, right at 10, Bradley Atagwe at 92. We know he's a beast as well. Which running back do you think is going to have the best season out of these 10?
Ooh, that's a tough one. That's tough because really,
Feel free to
um,
comment your predictions too below, guys, in the chat.
yeah, man. Honestly, it's gonna be a dogfight between really 1 through 6. Like, cause we saw it last year. Like, it was a dogfight in the running back category. You could see like some guys may have had the yards, but not a touchdown. Some guys may have had the touchdowns, but not the yards. So it's I'm gonna go with Darius Martin. I feel like he gonna finish it. He gonna have the season. He gonna do what he was supposed to do last year and get that number 1 spot. I'm gonna go Darius Martin.
All right. Yeah, I'm not even going to give my prediction. I'm just making where he put you on the spot, see what you
Yeah.
think for the season, you know. And then when we get to those segments where,
Yeah.
I'll jump in, I will. But
Yeah.
now to the fullbacks. I'm not even going to ask you who you think's there. I'm going to just announce these guys. I probably don't even know the teams of all these guys on who they are. I'm going to be honest off the top of my head. Klein Bowers, I of course know he's on the Explorers because he's got a picture. That's the only reason. Trip Bruce used to be with the Lancers. I'm pretty sure he's still with them, which is now the Lumberjacks. Aaron Angerer, I believe he is with the Sentinels. Let me stop saying the teams, but I really don't think I'm hitting on these. I'll have to check them up. Corey Huey coming in at 482. Blake Farquhar, I think that's how you say it. He's 81 overall. I think he's from the Desperados. I'm going to still give out my thanks for who I think is somewhere. Hunter Flanagan. Okay, I don't know where he's from off the top of the head. 79 overall. At number 7, Langford Geddes. I know he used to be on the Bulls, but I'm not sure if he's on there anymore. He's a 78. York Bykov Levitsky. Yeah, the name is crazy enough. 76 overall at 8. I do know Xander Gold is from the Snowhawks. He's a 76 overall. And at 10, at a 76 overall, is Nathan Johnson Potter. And I'm sure he's with the Thunderbirds. So for the few guys I do know, he's a 76 overall. That's what we got for the
Yeah.
fullbacks. Not even going to ask you who you think. I ask,
Yeah.
nah. I mean, we don't even
Nah.
know the teams. I was going to say, who do you think is going to have the most touchdown on a fullback dive? But now we're going to go ahead and skip
That
that.
boy, that boy Blake got that medieval last name, man.
Yeah, yeah. And we get into the wide receivers. Wide receivers, a very, very talented group in the RFL. We got 299 overall wide receivers in the RFL. Romeo Jackson, who we know has been one of the top wide receivers in the RFL for a while now, playing for the Memphis Steamers, your squad, of course, Amir. At number 2, we have Piku McCullough from the Diablos. Really came onto the scene last year, and the year before that, he improved compared to his down season he was having. Had a lot of talent, but it's never put it there. And Forbes at the time, while he was the coach there, he really helped develop and get this guy right to where he is today. Keith Guyton coming in at number 3 at a 98 overall. CJ Robinson, 98 overall. It's crazy thinking about these guys. I mean, these guys now just starting to slowly come down, man. These guys were the top receiver names, still are in the RFL. It's still
Yeah,
top five.
yeah,
But especially off the season that Keith Guyton had last year, man. That guy broke the record for the most receiving yards in a single season in RFL history with over 1,800. Had 16 touchdowns. I think it was 17. Dude was a monster. Um, but yeah, it was 16. I think it was 16. But yeah, Keith
yeah,
Guyton, 98. CJ Robinson, 98. Guyton from the Huskies. Robinson from the Explorers. Cam Jones, we saw how much of a monster season he had with the Dreadnoughts. He was their entire offense. All you had to do was throw it up to the guy who was making the catch.
yeah,
97 overall with the Dreadnoughts right there. Contavious Henderson, another receiver that's just a beast, regardless of the struggles the Cougars had. This guy was still able to put up 1,000 yards and make big plays for the team. He's a 97 overall. Cars Curry, old head, still kicking with the Snowhawks. He's a 94, 94 overall. Roland Woods for the Shamrocks. We know this guy is just another big playmaking wide receiver. Whenever they're in a bind, Tom Wilson just finds a way to throw it up there to him. He's going to make a play. Stanley Whitehead, man, this guy's been here now heading into his 9th season. Slow now, but this guy is still top notch in creating separation and getting open. And he did that a lot last year. Still was able to post over 1,000 yards, make a lot of big plays. Even missed some time off of injury, came back still balling and won a Relo Bowl for the second time. And he's a 94 overall coming in at 9. And at number 10, another old head coming back into his 8th season with the Condors is Kark Jagir at a 93. Which wide receiver out of this group do you think is going to have the best season? I know you're going to go with Romeo Jackson, and
yeah,
rightfully so with the
yeah.
quarterback. I mean, I don't think anybody could say
Hey,
anything else.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna say Romeo, but there's guys who had to give him a run for his money. I might have to say KJ, Cam Jones.
Yeah,
Hey, bro, that he was balling last year. It doesn't matter who was on him, whether he was double covered or single covered. Man, he was making that catch.
yeah,
Just throw it up and he's bagging the DB. Another crazy thing is, man, you got from 1 through 6, you only have a 2 overall drop off among these receivers. That is
yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
So
Monsters,
yeah,
absolute
yeah,
beast. And now we
yeah.
get
So I'm
in. Oh, okay. You said
yeah.
what?
So I'm gonna say Romeo, Cam Jones, and C.J. Robinson is gonna be those gonna be my top 3 guys this year.
All right, CJ getting in that category. You know, his numbers has been still up there, but
Yeah,
just more of a well-rounded offensive group. So they've been spreading the
yeah,
ball out to a lot of different
yeah.
guys over the years. But moving on to the tight end position, we've got a guy that I don't think many people know or pay attention to because of the team he's on. Luis Luciano, uh, from the Armadillos, a 99 overall. And he's been a 99 overall for about 4 or 5 years now. At number 2, we have Keelan Linton from the Snowhawks. He's a 97. Old head has been here since season 2, heading to his 8th season, still balling. Ronnie Cam from the Gunners. He is a 94. Mike Strongley from the Black Knights, a 94. At number 5, we had Eric Reese still out here getting it for the Steamers at a 90. Mahi Watson, another Armadillos tight end. They have like the best tight end duo because Mahi Watson is definitely more of a blocking tight end. He's pretty much used as the offensive lineman slash fullback who's got a decent enough speed to make plays. I mean, the guy is 6'10". That's how tall he is, over 300 pounds. And still, and he's slow as I don't know what. I think he's got 70 speed. But like at the end of the day, the dude still gets the job done. So Armadillos, look up for their tight ends. Um, Monarchs tight end. We know this is a Hall of Famer, man. This guy's been regarded as the best tight end in the RFL for some years now. This is just going off for overall though. Dexter Roy, I think he was second amongst tight ends in receiving yards even this past year. He's an 88 overall. Amari Fort finding a place with the Aviators now. Got picked up in free agency. Was supposed to be out there getting the ball thrown to him by Marquise Washington, but unfortunately couldn't keep him on the team due to the money situation. He's an 88 overall. And Nacho Cheese, we already know about Cheese from the Voyagers, man. 87 overall, and at 87 overall as well. Thunderbirds tight end Tate Phillips. Which tight end do you think is going to ball and have the best season?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be this another three person dogfight. I'm gonna say Luciano start at top of the list, and then you got I'm gonna say Reese and Dexter Roy. Because if you watch Dexter Roy, you know it doesn't matter. He's only an 88, but hey, he plays like he a 99. he plays like he a 99. He is a beast and has been for a long time in the RFL. And like you said, he's regarded as one of the best tight ends in the league. And he's only coming in at 7. That should let you know the kind of skills this man has.
Yeah, Fry, you're getting close there, man. He's an 86. You'll be on next year's list, I'm sure of it. Moving on to offensive line now that we're showing them love, man. We'll just go through the list because I don't think
Yeah.
anybody knows like who's gonna have a best season or whatever. We don't know about that, so we
It's
show
really,
you.
it's really,
We're showing you
it's really
enough
up. To,
love.
it's really up to luck with the lineman. It's really
Yeah,
up to
man.
EA.
So at the top centers, you got Ballantyne, who is playing for the Lumberjacks. He's a 90 overall. Pat McNeil, man, shout out to Pat McNeil. Uh, user offensive lineman has just been a beast since coming in. 87 overall with the Explorers. Teddy Hattemore with the Bisons at an 85. We got Dustin Riley at an 85. He's with the Crusaders. Malcolm Sims, I think he got traded. I can't remember where, but he used to be with the Gunners, but he is not with the Gunners no more, I'm pretty sure. Travis Archibald, he's with the Dreadnoughts, I think. He's an 84 overall. Lee Corona is with the Bulldogs at an 84 overall. Isaac McCullum with the Steamers at an 83. Case Kern with the Snowhawks at an 83. And Ray Parr with the Cougars at an 83. So those are your top 10 centers coming into the RFL for season 9. We move on to the guards. And we have Tigers' new offensive guard here, who was acquired from the Dreadnoughts. Aiden Mahill is an 88 overall. At 88, number 2, long-time Pro Bowl winning offensive lineman Kevin Bruce. Uh, we got Damon Hickman. Blanking on where he's from. He's from the Bulldogs as well. He's an 87. Blair Harden, blanking on that as well. Might be from the Snowhawks. Let me chill. But he's an 87. Rashad Sherrill, I know he's with the Crusaders. He's an 86. Sean Hayden is an 86 with the Cougars. Connor Hawk, we already know about that guy with the Hogs. He's an 85 overall. We got Devontae Dean. I think he's with the Bulls at an 85 overall. Connor Shore, no, he's with the Dreadnoughts now at an 84. And Griffin Goodman with the Sentinels at an 84. And those are your top 10 offensive guards coming into season 9 of the RFL.
Yeah, Blair Harden is on the Snowhawks too. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I seem like I know my linemen, man. At least the top ones a little bit, man. I told you I'll be paying
Hey,
attention sometime, man.
hey,
Sometime.
you better than me, man. Cause I so you asked me who half these guys where they at. I'm like, I don't know. I just know Connor. I know Connor Hawkins, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Just because he's from Miami.
Yep.
And looking at the top 10 offensive tackles, if you don't know these two, which are still a 99 to this day,
God, Lee.
these guys have been Pro Bowlers every single year in the RFL since the beginning. Dion Gunn with the Crusaders and DeMarcus DeGreat with the Red Dragons. Both 99 overalls, man, still killing it. You got Riley Hayden. Now I'm blanking where he's from. He's an 89 overall. Jake Kowser, blanking on where he's from as well. I know he used to be with the Gunners. I think he got traded. He's an 87 overall. Dexter Smith, I know he's with the Condors at an 87 overall. Zach Kowalski at 6 at an 87 overall with the Cougars. We got Glenn Devine. He's no longer with the Celtic Tigers. He was dropped off in free agency, and the I think it's the Marshals who picked him up. I could be mistaken there. I know it was a user coach that picked him up at the time while they were here. But yeah, Glenn Devine got him at 87. AJ Clifton, I believe he's with the Explorers at 86 overall. Fabian Caller is 86 overall. I know he's with the Voyagers. And William Milne. He's with the Huskies. So if there's anybody who knows offensive linemen, it's Pat, and he's saying, you know where
Yeah.
AJ Clifton is, right? Yeah, I definitely know where Clifton's at. But
And
yeah,
Riley is on the Steamers.
Riley's on
I
the
know.
Steamers. Okay.
Yeah.
Who was Riley? Where's Riley again? Oh,
Number
Riley
3.
Hayden. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so that is it for the offense. Top 10 offensive players by position overall heading into season 9 of the RFL. Now, let's go ahead and get to the defenses. We can't talk about the offensive linemen anymore. We have defensive tackles. There's a lot of steamers at the top of these top 10 by overall positions, man. That might tell you
Hey,
something for the season.
exactly where we need to be, man. Exactly where we need to be.
So hands down, the best defensive tackle in the RFL clearly showed that with the best defensive season any player's ever had in RFL history. Coming off of that last year, the guy had 51 tackles for loss. Let me just put that in perspective again: 51 tackles for loss. I don't know if anybody can explain that to me in NBA terms or something like that, but if you could figure out how to do that, that would be crazy. But yeah, 94 overall, Steamers defensive tackle, Deshaun Richardson, absolute
Ooh-wee.
beast. He's 5 overalls ahead of the next guy, who is a beast as well. Derek Herrera with the Bulls, 89 overall. And look at this, Jermaine Taylor from Georgia, man. He's been really putting on top overall draft pick. I think it was number 2 overall with the Bulldogs to really start off what they have now for the championship that they won. He's with the Bulldogs, 89 overall. 89 overall is Max Moore. I know some guys probably forgot about him. You know, he got traded from the Thunderbirds to the Black Knights. He's still doing okay, but of course not having a monster season because of the team. But I tell you one thing, the Black Knights defense played a lot better than what most people expected and had a better season than what most people expected. But 89 overall for Max Moore. David Pierre from the Aviators, he's going to be there long term because he was signed on a 7-year deal. But yeah, 87 overall for the Aviators there. 87 overall is Carl Bodine, a former teammate of Max Moore, at an 87 with the Thunderbirds. Arl Brown used to be a Snowhawk. Last year played with the Diablos, got traded for during the season. Jonathan Gage has been up here for quite some time, and that is the Desperados defensive tackle at an 85. We got Cameron Horwood at an 85 from the Armadillos, and at number 10 from the Hogs, we have the Carson Stevenson at an 85. So I don't think there's no contest with this on who we
Yeah,
think will have the best season
yeah,
at the defensive tackle position. I think by far it is still going to be Deshaun Richardson.
yeah. Even if you don't like the Steelers, you know, man, you gotta respect Nashawn Richardson, bro. He 51 tackles for loss. Somebody said in the comments, in chat said that's like 200 blocks in NBA terms,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, blocks, right? Word.
Hey,
What's it called? Shout out to Nishan himself for the $5 donation in the chat. Says hashtag full steam ahead in Nasun. Yeah, if you're picking another defensive tackle to have a better season than Nishan Richardson, yeah, Nasun. That ain't happening unless this dude gets injured. Like, and injuries,
hey,
we know.
don't even,
I need to stop talking
don't
about
even,
that because
don't,
I think I'm gonna
don't even
jinx a
put that
lot
out
of
there.
players. Yeah.
Don't even put that out there, man. No,
Yeah, so injury's
no.
gonna be huge this year, and I guess I need to just stop talking about it. I don't want people to get hurt, but yeah,
You gonna jinx somebody because
somebody's gonna get it.
you known for
Somebody,
jinxing, man.
somebody's gonna get tore up because I said jump. But yeah, Nashawn Richardson, hands down, I think he's gonna still be top player statistically at the position. Uh, Now defensive ends. Top overall rated defensive end, Max Knight at a 98. Sure, he will be a 99 overall. He's just 24 or 25 years old right now, coming in the season with that overall. So he will be a 99 overall, and a former 99 overall tight end. And Isaiah Ingram is starting to regress now. You can see 96 overall, still number 2 in the league. Drew Brewer, man, shout out to Drew Brewer. You're getting there. He's going
Hey,
to be on his way to a 99, man.
yeah,
He's going to be the first. I think he's going to be the first defensive or player period out of the college series to grind his way to reach a 99 overall. Will he reach it by the end of the season? Unless he wins award, which he's definitely capable of doing. He probably could. He just needs 4 overall increases. Um, I think he probably hits like a 98 or 97 though. Um,
I feel like he could hit 99.
Think he get
Cause
99 by this
yeah,
year?
it depends. It just depends on how he play. Just
Yeah,
that's because I've seen guys jump up really high over the course of Madden season. So hey, I think he can get that.
yeah. So Drew Brewer coming in at number 3 to 95. Then the next player is 94 overalls down. You got Antonio Griggs, the first ever defensive player and defensive rookie of the year in the RFL, got the award named after him, of course. 91 overall. Randall Sylvester, 91 overall. Oh yeah, Griggs plays for the Miners. Brewer plays for the Bulldogs, and of course the top two plays for the Thunderbirds. Why they always had the top tier, most feared defensive end core. Randall Sylvester playing for the Snowhawks. Chase Schilling, now the Lumberjacks, formerly known as the Lancers. He plays for them at a 91. At number 7, we got Diego Lizarraga Jr., who plays for the Steamers. That's your squad again right there. You got a lot of Steamers on this
Sir.
Lee's list,
Yes,
man.
sir.
89 overall. Dylan Cutler plays for the Explorers at an 89 overall. Dre Dawkins, who plays for the Diablos, 88 overall. And then Jake Wycheck, who plays for the Armadillos, at an 87 overall. Those are top 10 defensive ends. Which defensive end do you think, I'll throw a little curveball, who do you think is going to have the most sacks this season?
Ooh, most sacks.
Out of this list, who will have the most
That's
sacks?
I might. I'm gonna say it's gonna either be Knight or Brewer.
Yeah, I'm kind of
I
feeling the
think,
same deal.
yeah, I feel like it's gonna either be Knight or Brewer. I feel like they're gonna be going back and forth.
And I'm honestly going to go with Brewer because the defensive ends for the Thunderbirds are so crazy. I think they're going to be taking sacks away from each other. So it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, I think Brewer's going to end up having the most sacks in at least out of this list this year.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go with Brewer.
Yeah. Shout out to Drew, man. Uh, Inside linebackers in the RFL. Top 10 starting off number 1. Reload Bowl, two-time Reload Bowl champion for the Huskies and the Bulldogs this past year. Duke Pascal at a 95. At 94, still Old Man Waynes. Defensive Player of the Year. Linebacker of the Year. Way back. This guy is still kicking it and killing for the Thunderbirds at the 94 at 2. At 3, you got Reed Holmberg, Celtic Tigers legendary, future Hall of Famer, linebacker there. DeMarco Landon, beast linebacker, another future Hall of Famer for the Columbus Explorers at a 93. Jack Brown for the Bulls, yeah, 91 overall. AJ Pestock now with the Huskies, just came off of playing 1 year with them this past season, a 90 overall. Danny Ingram with the Voyagers, 89 overall. With the Bulldogs, also with Duke Pascal, great duo here inside at that linebacker position. Shane Masters, he is an 88 overall. Rayshon Berry with the now Marshals, 88 overall, and then Jacob Reed with the Condors, 86 overall. Which of these linemen do you think? Let's see, will have the most tackles?
Most tackles.
I guess that's
Mm,
too much. Which one do you think is going to have the best season? I guess I could say.
best season.
I'm
Best
going to,
season.
yeah, I'm going to go with Duke. Dude's a monster.
Yeah,
He gets intercept. There's nothing he can't do at the linebacker position. It's a couple guys
yeah,
who can do everything too, but I don't think anybody can do it as high as a level as Duke Pascal.
yeah. I'm a rock with Duke Pascal on that one. I was debating between him and Wayne Norman, but I don't think he's gonna have the best season, but I do expect Jacob Reed to have a pretty to jump up pretty well this season. I think Jacob Reed's gonna jump up pretty well. Maybe probably finish top 10 in or no, I say top 5 in tackles, total tackles.
All right, now let's get a look at the outside linebackers. Top outside linebacker position, we got Tim Pennington at a 97 overall. He's not really known to be that standard outside linebacker. He's usually like an edge rusher. At times wasn't utilized as that, but this year he will be coming off that edge. So Tim Pennington, a 97 overall at 1. Nolan Angelo with the Dreadnoughts, 95 overall. With the Voyagers, Carter Delahart. This guy was a beast. Tops and sacks last season with the Houston, 93 overall. Marvin Woolfolk, old guy, still up there, top 5, killing. Spent, of course, the majority of his career with the Cougars, made a name for himself there. Got traded over with the Diablos and still continues to put stats and make a name for himself on the board. Uh, 92 overall though at 4. Jesse Newhouser for the Pioneers. That's crazy you hear a Pioneer name in one of these lists. 91 overall. Michael Pratt with the Huskies, 91 overall. Jiren Gray with the Thunderbirds, 90 overall. At number 8, we have Gabe Stringer, old guy again, since season 1, been here coming into his 9th season with the Bulls. He's a 90 overall. At number 9, Jack Higgins with the Red Dragons at an 88. And at number 10, James Blackman, who was converted from a defensive end primarily for a majority of his career now, outside linebacker, and actually did fairly well at that position last year with the Wizards, now Marshals. So he is at 10 with an 88 overall. Which of these linebackers do you think will have the best season?
Give me Nolan Angelo, man.
Nolan
Give me
Angelo.
Nolan
I'm
Angelo.
definitely on that wave too. Either Nolan
Yeah,
Angelo or Carter Delahart, man. Carter Delahart
yeah,
is a beast. I think it's between 2, 3, and 4. Don't get me wrong about Tim Pennington. He may be number 1 on the list, but overall wise, he never has really played like a 97 overall. But when he's utilized at his position correctly, the guy definitely makes an impact. So, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I gotta go Nolan Angelo, man. Dude's a beast.
All right, let's get to the
Yeah,
cornerbacks.
I see Perk happy about that. He
Yeah.
said,
Best cornerbacks in the RFL, hands down. You already know. Rashad Chamberlain, 95 overall. He's starting to come down with age, of course, right now. Used to be a 96, up to a 97 last year. Yeah, Rashad Chamberlain, 95 now. Keani Jones is a 95 at 2. Plays for the Cougars. For the Diablo, Sheldon Reinhardt, a 94 overall. At number 4, Bison's cornerback Parker Brockers at a 92 overall. ESJ getting on the board. Eric Schroeder Jr. with the Thunderbirds. Man, the guy was sensational in the playoffs with interceptions. Has been for some years now. 92 overall. Last chance with the Miners at number 6. 92 overall. Shaquille Tiller. Air Tiller, as we like to call him. With the Bulldogs, just coming off a championship. 91 overall. Trey Wilkins with the Sentinels, a 90 overall at 8. At number 9, AW, Anthony Washington. Not sure if he's in the chat or not, but 90 overall with the Hogs. And at number 10, the King Armstrong with the, I think it's the Aviators. Yeah, the Aviators at a 90 overall. Which cornerback do you think will have the most interceptions this season?
most interceptions. Ooh, that's a tough. Um,
I'm gonna go. Out of my two, it's going to be either Eric or Rashad, in my opinion.
yeah, I was leaning that way. I was gonna say I feel like hey man, I feel like Eric, he gonna have a monster season this year. I've been feeling like he gonna have a monster season this year, and he's gonna really turn it up. Especially with interceptions, especially after what he did last season in the playoffs, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
He was killing every team they played.
Yeah, 2
So
games with 3 interceptions in the playoffs. That's just ridiculous.
yeah, yeah. So after that, I got to go with Eric. After that kind of
Yeah.
performance,
Either way, a lot of these cornerbacks on this list you do not want to throw to. That's for sure.
yeah.
Still, especially that
Especially
number 1 guy.
Eric or Chamberlain, man.
Yeah. And now we get into the free safeties. Top 10 free safeties. At number 1, we have Snowhawks free safety Victor Steels, 95. Number 2, Cole McAnally, C-Mac, man, at 94 overall. He got signed to a long contract extension of 7 years as well. Definitely one of the top safeties in the RFL, man. Such an impactful safety as well. Garrison Ash, still a guy, man. Oh, yeah, Cole McAnally is with the Lumberjacks, by the way. Garrison Ash, still top 3 overall wise in his position. Beast with the Elks. Definitely a future Hall of Famer, 93 overall. We got Markel Wilcox with the Cougars, a longtime user, one of the earliest users to enter the RFL. 92 overall, playing for the Cougars. Hayden Harold with the Barons, used to play for the Snowhawks like Victor Steels some years back. 90 overall. Roman Morrison, former Explorer, now a Dreadnought. He's at 89 overall. Mansour Chappelle, he's with you guys over there with the Memphis Steamers, another Steamer on the list, 88 overall. We got
Very.
Derek Oliveros, an 88 overall. It was in the RFL top 100, of course. Been a top tier safety in the RFL as well with the Miners. Chris Dixon with the Hogs. This guy's been a beast too. Definitely off of blitz. They love to utilize him with slot blitzes and things like that. Um, he's 88 at 9. And at number 10 is now Marshall's, formerly known as the Wizards, safety Cito Torres at an 88. Uh, which I guess I'll still go with interception. With safety, you think is going to have the most interceptions out of this group?
See, now we got a position group where I ain't. I'm being honest, I ain't the best. I ain't the most knowledgeable at with RFL, but I'm gonna say, ooh, this. I'm not gonna say Garrison Ash because I know he's more known for like that. He's hidden.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say Ash. Ooh,
For me, it's between Markel and Cole McAnally. Those two. Stills, he can make plays too, but he's like more of a balanced guy. Uh, but in my opinion, I really do feel like it's going to be either Stills or no, not Stills, McAnally or Wilcox.
give me Markel. Give me Markel. Yeah,
Markel.
yeah,
Another name to throw out there too. Definitely don't sleep on Derek Oliveros too. He could get some interceptions.
oh yeah.
He doesn't really.
He's
Yeah, I mean, I don't see him being tops on Muncie Group to be honest. He'll be up
yeah,
there, I think, but
yeah.
not
I don't
tops.
think I don't think I don't think he's gonna be top, but I think he's gonna definitely finish up there because I've definitely heard his name before.
Yeah. And at the strong safety position, we've got the $200 million man. Still the most craziest contract in RFL history, and that's bar whatever contract we know Geno Gannon and Marquise Washington about to sign. This guy with the Barons, 96 overall at number 1. At number 2, Xavier Mays with the Thunderbirds at a 93 overall. At number 3, we have Casey Lott with the Snowhawks, a 92 overall. At number 4, we have Ray Franklin with the Condors, a 90 overall. Griffin Whiteside, the other half of the safety duo at the with the Miners, at the strong safety position at a 90 overall. Adam Okoye, 90 overall with the Voyagers. We got Addison Lyons with the Bulls, 88 overall. Darius Young with the Explorers, 86 overall. Chris Polk, CP in the building, at an
CP.
86 overall at number 9. And JT Casey at an 85 overall. Former Steamer, now with the who did he go to? Oh yeah, with the Elks with Garrison Ash. So top 10 safeties as well right there. CP did get upgrade this week though, and he is now an 88 overall up there with Lions. So technically on this sheet, he would be at number 8, just over top of Darius Young.
Yeah, man. ACP.
Boy,
Right,
grinding.
got here. Way out here in the top 10.
Hey, don't grind too hard though, man. We trying to afford you. Contract coming up, man. Don't do us like Gino and Marquise and them boys, man. People starting to catch on. I think people starting to realize that, especially quarterbacks. Y'all young quarterbacks that want to start right away. Hey, it might be in your best interest. You want to stay with that team that drafted you, that you sit a year or two, and then come out
Yeah,
ball. Because if you come out
yeah.
balling too hard, you're gonna have to ball with somebody else. That's the way it's looking.
Hey, that's been one of my philosophies when I'm doing this kind of stuff. If I got a young guy, I'm getting him locked down early. Because
Early.
if he get up to them like high 80s, them 90s, man, I'm like, I ain't getting this man back. I ain't getting him back.
Yeah, man. So same deal. Out of these safeties, who gets the most interceptions?
Let's say Casey Lott. I'm gonna
Casey
say
Lott.
Casey Lott. Yeah.
Um, this is kind of hard because a lot of these safeties on this list usually don't get a lot of intercept. They get a decent amount, but they're usually not tops. Um,
Yeah.
man, yeah, this is usually a group that's smacking people and securing tackles.
Yeah.
Ray Franklin, we know this guy took him 3 years to get one interception. Um, uh, let's see. Xavier Mays can get some picks, but again, not a lot. Casey Lott's usually a Swiss Army knife, so he's usually not getting a lot of interceptions. Uh, man, I'm gonna say Ethan King.
Is that
I'm gonna
Ethan
say
King?
Ethan King.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It,
gonna just say
it
Ethan King.
yeah, because that's usually the thing with strong safeties. They don't get the picks. They just smacking fools.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna go with. I've seen him line up in the middle a decent amount of times, and he's a ball hawk out there. So now we get into the kicker positions. Like we said, we showing y'all love too, man. Not gonna
Hey,
ask who's gonna
kicker.
have the best season, but we're just gonna go through the list. Jerome Davis, 87 overall, kicking for the Cougars, of course, highest overall. Tyrus Wiley with the Dublin Celtic Tigers at an 84 overall. Cole Mitrione with the Red Dragons at an 83. Michael Flota with the Bulldogs at an 82 overall. Mason Morandi at an 82 overall. I believe he's with the Diablos. Warren Hankins, 82 overall. I believe he's with the Elks. Chris Allison, 80 overall. He's with the Desperados. RT Payne, blanking on this one. Think he's with the Bisons. Might be wrong about that. So I don't know RT Payne. Sean Rollins, I think he's with the Bulls. That's another think. He's 80 overall. And I know Joaquin Gonzalez, he's with the Lumberjacks. That is 79 overall. So those are top 10 kickers by overall heading into season 9. And now we get to the last position, which is the punters. Showing all of them love, man. Or no, I was about to say Warren. Warren Orton, 81 overall with the Monarchs, highest overall. Wes Pedrino, I can't remember what team he plays for, but I know he's a good punter. Chandler Overton. I don't really know the punters like that now I look at these teams. I think that Overton's with the Bulldogs. Might be wrong there. I know Dakota Desert at a 78 overall is with the Desperados. Will Schwartz, I'm blanking on that, but I think he's with the Red Dragons. Uh, Garrison Charles, I know he plays for a blue team. I think he's with the Elks. I think Garrison Charles with the Elks. He's 78. Matthew Barwin, I know he's with the Cougars at 78. Grady Unterl. Unterl. Yeah, Unterl. I've been calling him a nerdle for a couple years, but it's Unterl. Yeah, Grady Unterl. He's. Why am I now blinking where he plays? Wow, I just was about to say it and forgot it. Mason Bullen, I know he plays for the Huskies. He's a 78 overall. And Connor Nalen, he is with the Bulls at a 77. So that is your top 10 players by positions heading into the RFL season, man. Just I know it's a little bit of a lengthy process right there going through all that, but just wanted to put the guys who are just now following up with the RFL because we got a lot more new people joining who wants to learn more about these players and stuff like that. Those are the top players and the positions in which they play and what teams they play for. All right.
Yeah, I can't go one time without somebody comparing me to somebody.
Duke
That
Dennis.
boy, nah, keep out that sound like Bronny James. Nah, hey, y'all coming up with all kinds of
Ronnie James is crazy. Hey, the Bronny James got it though. Who said that? Q?
Coupon.
Hey, yo, Q. Nah, you smacked with that one. Ain't gonna cap. Oh, Baker got okay. Pains with Baker. Bronny James is wild, bro. That was
Oh
he
my
was on point with
god,
that
bro.
one. I ain't gonna cap.
Yeah, he got me there. I can't even be mad.
Bronny, hey, that boy getting buckets, ain't he? I guess it was fate for me to bring up explanations in basketball terms. But all right, so now not leaving the top 10s yet. We're going to talk about top 10 power rankings. Before I get into my top 10 power rankings before the season starts, let's get a look at the top 10 overall teams that were posted on social media heading into season 9 of the RFL. At number 1, the Explorers, a 90 overall team coming in at that number 1 spot. At number 2, the Reload Bowl champions from last season, the London Bulldogs at an 89 overall. The Reload Bowl runner-ups, the Toronto, now Atlanta Thunderbirds, are at an 89 overall, coming in at number 3. The Huskies at number 4 at an 89 overall as well at 4. At 5, we have the Memphis Steamers at an 88 overall. At
Okay.
6,
Okay.
we have the Diablos, Mexico City Diablos, at an 88 overall. At 7, we have the Snowhawks at an 88 overall. And at 8, we have the Voyagers at an 87 overall. At 9, we have the Bulls and 86. And then at 10, the Crusaders. I don't know if many people keep up with the Crusaders and how talented the team kind of is, but they are at number 10 overall wise. So looking at this list before I reveal my top 10 uh my top 10 players, top 10 power rankings, I could say, of the RFL before the season starts. Who is your top 10 teams heading into season 9 by in order?
In season 9, so at 10, I'm gonna say the Bulls. I'm gonna say the Bulls. I feel like they gonna be a top 10 team this year.
Bulls
Number
at 10.
9, number 9, I got the Diablos. Number
Okay.
8, number 8, a team that's not up here, but a team that had a very good draft, so I feel like they're gonna do very good this year. The Dreadnoughts
Okay.
at Dreadnoughts at 8, Voyagers at 7, Snowhawks at 6, Huskies 5, Steamers 4, Explorers 3, T-Birds 2, and then I gotta get the Reload Bowl champs at number 1. Dog.
Bulldogs at number 1. All right. And now with that, since this has already been on social media, now it's time to look at my top 10 power rankings heading into season 10. And that is the Explorers at number 1 still at a 90. Bulldogs at number 2. At number 3, I have the Snowhawks, man. I think this is a very talented team this year, and they should have been in a position to compete for, championships for a while now. And I think with everything they've got right now, definitely capable of doing that. Thunderbirds, I'm dropping them down mainly because the offense still has the question marks for me, and their durability has the question marks for me. So that is a big issue with the Thunderbirds. Can they stay healthy? And can their receivers step up to make big plays and get open for LC3? That's been the question mark for the Thunderbirds for the longest. The Steamers at number 5. Diablos at number 6. We got Voyagers, number 7. Miners, I'm gonna put it here at number 8, and big reason why I brought them up, even though they weren't in the top 10 list overall wise as a team, even though we know that doesn't really matter, um, is these guys, is depth. Injuries is going to be big again. Like I said, can't reiterate that enough. It's going to be big this season in RFL, and depth is something you need a lot of. And the Miners, they got a lot of good talent at that, and I think they can stay around even with big injuries that could potentially happen. They got guys who can step right in and keep them afloat. At 9, I got the Tigers at an 84 overall team. Yes, I know, but this is just power rankings. Do I feel like all these teams are going to the Reload Bowl? No, I'm just saying my top 10 teams, just in terms of performance, I think they will do. And then the Bulls at number 10 at an 86. So
Yeah,
those are my top 10 power rankings for
yeah,
right now. I know it says RFL team by overall, but I forgot to edit that.
yeah. See, I see we got some similarities and some differences on ours. And like you said, injuries, man, that's exactly why when you did the reload buck upgrades, hey, that's why I went durability. Because
Yeah,
that's the main thing I need to worry about. If that my toughness was like a 76. So I'm like, hey,
yeah, man, that's huge. I be trying to tell guys, yo, the second most important attribute to awareness is stamina. Stamina, and of course injury. You want to have the best the best ability is availability, so you want to make sure you stay on the field. And of course the toughness. So durability is something you want to make sure if you don't got it maxed out, you want to get it maxed out, because that's
yeah,
what's going to keep you on the field, especially if you're a
yeah,
starter. You can kind of wait on that if you're not playing like that much and not starting at the moment. But if you're a
yeah,
starter, I'm telling you, stamina is what's going to keep your player playing at a high rate for the longest. Even though you can only get it to up to an 85 if it's not there, but still at the end of the day, those are very key attributes to being successful on the field in the RFL.
yeah. Darius, I know toughness is how quick you come back from injury, but I can't touch anything else but toughness. So I'm like, hey, I need to get that up there because if I should be good, but if I do get hurt, I'm not trying to be out a whole 6, 8 weeks, bro.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
man,
come back,
it's
trying
crazy,
to come
man.
back.
Yeah, so those are my top 10 power rankings coming into the season. And now, with that being said, Let me see if I got anything else up from my notes that I was supposed to touch on. I know I already talked about the mod being pushed until the 21st of February. For anybody just now checking in, RFL mod will not be dropping until the day before the regular season. I was going to drop it. We was looking forward to dropping it today, but of course we had to postpone that. There's a lot of things we still have to fix, little things, but we want to make sure the mod is as perfect as we could possibly get it on initial release date. Okay, now it's time, man. It's time for the public to see what the schedule is for the RFL and season for the first week starting tomorrow, man. The preseason starts tomorrow, and here's the schedule. It looks small, but then I'll go ahead and enlarge it as we talk about it. I might as well enlarge it now. So let's go ahead and get a look at this schedule, man.
Hey,
Yeah, let's get a look at
all
this
right.
schedule. So on Thursday, we have the opening game for season 9 of the RFL, 9 p.m. Eastern. The DC Marshals taking on the Baltimore Gunners. So new city teams, new returning team that hasn't been here in the RFL since season 5 in the Marshals. Some good names, to watch here. We haven't had a preseason in 3 years, and now we get a preseason look at backups and everything going on. We big names that throw out there. I mean, Tyon Nickerson going to be playing in this game. We know he's the backup to Jabri Jackson. Going to be playing 3 quarters. Get a chance to see what he's able to do at the pro level tomorrow. Uh, I mean, we also got like big names. Kaishan Williams, a user player. Who's that? Who else do we have? We have JC Johnson. I know he's another guy. There's a lot of names, man. But looking at this matchup, uh, I guess it's hard to pick who you think is going to win. I'm gonna still ask you who do you think is going to come out victorious based off of what you know about the teams in terms of the depth. But what players are you looking forward to watching in this game? I guess who pick one out of each. So, what one player are you looking forward to watching play?
I'm gonna go with Leo Moon.
Leo Moon, okay.
Leo Moon. I want to see what he do. I want to see what he do because he's the backup right now, right? Or does he got to start?
Leo Moon, he is the no, he's starting. He's starting.
He's starting.
Yeah.
Hey, so
So he'll only play a quarter.
yeah, but, hey,
Yeah.
I'm just saying Leo and Tyon, the quarterback battle. I want to see that.
Yeah, it's gonna be something, man. Another guy too, low key. We saw him practicing. He looked pretty good in there. He might get some touches at time. Andrew Dryling, uh,
Oh yeah,
from from Washington. Um, just interesting to see what he does. But man, the main story for me in this matchup for 3 quarters, what is Tyon Nickerson going to do after
yeah.
Jabri Jackson steps off the field? Can he lead this team to victory? I don't know. But which team do you have winning? I'm trying to pull up my spread so I can see who I have winning and what the spread is. I know all the spreads I have right now for the preseason are extremely small because I don't know what's going to happen. We haven't had a preseason in 3 years. I don't know what the depth's really going to do out there on the field. So we're going to see.
Yeah, so I'm the same, but I don't know too fully, but I'm gonna go with the Marshalls on this.
Marshals. I
Yeah,
can see in my spreads, I do have the Marshals winning by 4 or more points in this
4 or more.
matchup tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't I
So
don't think they I don't think they win. I think they get like maybe like a last second field goal. Comes like definitely not winning by 4 or more, but I do think it's gonna be a close game between these two teams.
yeah. All right, game number 2 on Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern. If anybody also noticing the time difference, I've noticed 9 o'clock. Last time I streamed the game at 9 o'clock, bro, the viewership and everything was pretty fire. So I was like, hey, how about we just start streaming games at 9 o'clock? Also, it gives a little bit of space for our premiere games because those games will be at 9 o'clock on Sundays now. But Friday night, Lumberjacks, Jordan Granger taking on Javier Santana and the Pioneers. These guys was kind of jawing a little bit in the Discord. You know how confident JG is and how
Hey.
he's been coming. He's talking about how he's going to take Javier Santana's spot. Didn't end up doing that, but he's playing against him the first game of his career in the preseason, and both of them are only going to be playing one
Ooh-wee.
quarter. Which quarterback do you think is going to impress the most? And also, which team, of course, do you think is going to win?
Ooh, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Granger. I'm gonna
Granger?
say Granger, man. It's gonna be.
Granger! Mystical. I had to
Yeah,
bring that
I was
up.
about to say, I'm like, is that mystical? I was like, I had to make sure I knew the reference.
Granger. I had to say it, man.
I'll be bopping that song, honey.
Nah, that's hard though.
Yeah.
Shout out
Right,
Granger.
I'm gonna say Granger, and I'm gonna say the Lumberjacks gonna get the win. It's gonna definitely be a good QB battle though. I feel like Granger's gonna get the edge out here.
Yeah, and Granger, from his upgrade just this past couple of days, he has jumped from a 73 overall to a 75. So his upgrade was on point. His his game upgrade already jumped him up two, and now he's definitely ahead of the charge from Fontanez, who was just one overall behind him. Now he's up. Now he's down three. So Granger is definitely full command of this offense right now, and he's looking to put on a show, which I'm sure, he said plenty of times in the Discord. He's been talking, and he was in the VC about this game, even talking trash to Javi when he was in there and saying, hey, we gonna ball. And of course, Javi's, trying to take the humble out. Was like, hey, we gonna see. So we will see. But spreads wise, I have the Lumberjacks coming out of this preseason game by 3 or more points.
Right?
Uh, yeah, you already chose the Lumberjacks, I'm pretty sure, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Lumberjacks.
All right, so we go from the first top half of this graphic to now the bottom half, which is the Sunday premiere games before we have that Sunday night game between the Thunderbirds and the oh yeah, this is pretty small, between the Thunderbirds and the Celtic Tigers. So if we look at the 1 p.m. games, we have Armadillos in Bulls, we have the Sentinels in Barons, Bulldogs and Diablos, and Elks and Red Dragons. When you look at these matchups, man, you get to see Fredo Vasquez at that center position playing the first quarter with the Armadillos. It's going to be pretty interesting to watch right there. The Bulls didn't have many picks. They had the least amount of picks out of any team in the RFL draft this year. They just had 3, but they were able to pick up Glenn Holcomb, so it's going to be interesting to see what he does, the rookie out of Miami. For the Sentinels, I know they picked up J.J. Harris at the cornerback position. It's going to be interesting to look at. Dorian Chavis for the Barons for 3 quarters. Going to be interesting to look at. Bulldogs, get to look at Tajay Gaddy's been waiting to touch the field for a minute. Now he's going to be able to touch the field in the preseason for 3 quarters after Timmy Merritt. Yeah, and then Dylan Lewis, linebacker, first round draft. I think he was a first round. I think he was second. It might have been first round. Might be blanking. Can't remember. But Elks definitely do have Dylan Lewis on the roster now. Chip Taylor, man, going to be able to touch the field. This guy been talking about touching the field for a bit. He's going to be playing for 3 quarters for the Red Dragons on Sunday night at 1 p.m. Eastern. So looking at these matchups, man, who are your teams that you're selecting to win in the 1 p.m. slot?
So I'm gonna say the Bulls gonna get the win over the Armadillos.
All right.
I'm gonna say the Sentinels. I'm gonna say the Sentinels get the win against the Barons.
Okay.
I'm gonna rock with the Bulldogs. Rock with the Bulldogs. I feel like they're gonna. I feel like it's gonna be a pretty convincing victory with the Bulldogs and over there. And then I'm gonna say the Red Dragons against the Elks.
Yeah, I got the Bulls to win by 4 or more, Barons to win by 2 or more, Bulldogs to win by a field goal or more, and the Red Dragons to win by 2 or more. All right, let's get back into looking at the 4 p.m. game slots. So we have the Explorers versus the Condors. Going to be interesting seeing Daryl Johnson out there, of course, on the field. He'll be backed up by, of course, Everett Bradley. For the Condors, interesting names to look out for. We got Jay Hayden's going to be out there on the field, first round draft pick, along with Chris Clark, the running back. So those are some big time names. You also look at guys who haven't touched the field in a while because now the preseason's back. Anybody remember Michael Rochester? Michael Rochester, former Clemson wide receiver, now going to be playing with the playing out there on the field for 3 quarters. We'll see what he's able to do after some time off. So that's some big names there from that game to watch out for. We got the Tigers and the Huskies. It's going to be very interesting to watch there. We know the Tigers got some big name guys. Saw him get George Chamberlain. We know we got Cam Johnson was a steal in the 3rd round, I believe it was, or the second. Huskies, we get to see Calvin Poole for a quarter. And we got the Steamers, you guys, going up against the Hogs. Going to be pretty interesting to watch, as well as the Dreadnoughts and the Monarchs. So we get a look at a lot of those rookies that the Dreadnoughts were able to pick up, taking on the royalty over there, man. So out of those slate of games, who do you have winning?
Yeah, so as much as I want to say the Condors for my boy Jay Hayden, I gotta go with the Explorers. I feel like they got too much talent on that roster to lose, even at depth. I feel like they got too much talent to lose this game. I'm gonna say you got Calvin Poole versus Kai Cash out here, so I'm gonna say the Tigers. I'm gonna say the Tigers gonna get the win there. You know I gotta go with the Steamers. I'm never gonna pick against my team, so. And then I'm gonna say the Dreadnoughts. The Dreadnoughts that with that rookie class they got coming in, yeah, I got them. I feel like those guys are gonna do really good out there against the Monarchs.
All right, the spreads on this is I got the Explorers winning by 4 or more, Tigers winning by a field goal or more, Steamers winning by 4 or more, and the Dreadnoughts winning by 2 or more. So all the same there. Another thing, man, I gotta give a bell to the RFL community, and I gotta talk with Zeke on this. You guys ain't been doing the bets right. You're not supposed. I gotta find the old post that I had, but I tagged you guys. Guys are using the old method to get reloads. You're that method's been dead. So, you guys have to put down. You can't just put an amount and then you get the X amount for like what it was for the payouts. If Zeke wants to do that for the college series, then he can do that. But if you're an RFL guy getting reload bucks, that's not how it rolls when it comes to bets. You have to be able to, I think it's like you put down like 200, and based off the amount of teams that you put down, that's what you get back. So that way nobody's losing a crazy amount of reloads, and then it doesn't hurt to put down bids, and you can get some decent amount back if you want to. You can bet on a bunch of teams and only lose like 200 reloads, stuff like that. So yeah, guys been doing that all wrong. I gotta find the rules behind that though, because I can't remember them off the top of my head, but I do know that that's definitely the old method I've been seeing back there. Let's get a look at the 6 p.m. slate of games. All right, so we have the Voyagers and the Black Knights. Definitely a big game you want to look out for, because,
Yeah,
and this is crazy because look at these matchups, right? Uh, Black Knights, all at 6 p.m. We're going to see what Geno Gannon in 1 quarter is going to be looking like with the Black Knights, right? We're going to see what McCall looks like with the Cougars against the Shamrocks for a quarter. And we're going to see what Marquise Washington in his first game on a new team does against his former team in the first quarter. So all of that's at 6 o'clock. And of course, kind of the reason why games were placed where they were was because of all this excitement. But the Voyagers and the Black Knights, again, a lot of hype surrounding the Black Knights to see what Geno's going to do there. The Shamrocks and the Cougars, again, a lot of hype to see what Jacob McCall is going to do there. But then also, you got Brock Frederick, the #1 overall draft pick, was picked up here with Shamrocks. Shamrocks have been really picking up some great players. And so it's going to be interesting to see what those young players do playing out there against the Cougars. Um, OKC, Kentaro Sheffield, a starting slot wide receiver. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do in 1 quarter there with Joseph Torres and those other wide receivers they got on that core there. Of course, Alvin Mack and those guys. Ben Wakefield, Tip Soto, starting slot receiver, has been, well, now officially is the guy at the slot receiver position for the Crusaders this year. So he's going to get a lot more touches, and we know he was killing it with the opportunities he got last year. And then, of course, Kyle Bain going up against his former team, the Desperados, and Marquise Washington doing the same against the Aviators. Who do you have winning these matchups?
I'm gonna take the Black Knights in a close upset. I know people gonna say the Voyagers. I'm gonna take the Black Knights. I feel like it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna come down to a field goal, probably 2 point victory for the Black Knights. I'm gonna take the Cougars. Can't go wrong with the Cougars, and then plus I don't want the Shamrocks to win. They in my division. I don't want them to win. I don't care if it's the preseason or not. I'm gonna take.
Yeah, forget them
I'm
boys all the way, no matter.
gonna,
I want you guys to lose at practice. Lose at everything.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna take the I'm gonna take the Bisons, and I'm gonna go with the Desperados. Go with the Desperados on their last game.
All right. And so spread selections I have the Voyagers beating the Black Knights by a field goal or more. By a field goal or more as well, I have the Cougars over the Shamrocks. By 4 or more points, I got the Bisons over the Crusaders. And by 2 or more points, Desperados, I got them over the Aviators. So those are the premier games. And I will announce right now, premier games will not have commentary on them, guys. And the reason they won't have commentary on them is because with the mod and everything, they're still saying the NFL teams and stuff. And it's, ain't nobody trying to hear the NFL teams. Ain't nobody trying to hear the NFL names either. You know what I mean? I hear Tua Tagovailoa name getting called. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is Justin Jones. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't want that even playing during the games. I will also announce that during the games, because I've already recorded some games already. There are still some errors within the mod, so you're going to see some NFL stuff, but that's what we're looking to clean up before the season starts. So we're going to try to hit that hard starting this weekend with the guys that's working with me on the mod. Yeah, so we got 2 more games left, which are going to be live commentary games that I'll be calling. And this one's to close off that Super Sunday. Of course, Saturdays for the college series. You want to go ahead and check out the RFL college series. Go ahead, check them out on YouTube because it's not just with this channel anymore. It has been separated, and the season is currently going on. They're entering week 4, starting this
Yep.
Thursday. So, like, you'll be seeing a college series game early Thursday tomorrow, and then late at night, 9 p.m. Eastern, it's going to be an RFL pro game. So this is where it's just going to be nothing but RFL content coming your way. But
Sir.
yeah, Sunday night, we're closing out with Thunderbirds and the Celtic Tigers. I can remember back in season 5, I thought this was going to be the Reload Bowl matchup. Never got to see it because both teams ended up getting eliminated. And yeah, that was a year Drake Crowell went 15-1 with the Celtic Tiger, and I was like, yo, these guys are on fire. This dude just snapping, and then he got beat by the Cougars, and he went, of course, the following year went on his revenge tour to win it all. But
Yeah.
yeah, man,
Glad
Thunderbirds and
glad Dre gone.
yeah,
Glad glad
Thunderbirds
old
and
man
Celtic
Dre
Tigers, though,
gone.
man. I'm interested to see Euro Winbush and Louis Quintana. Those are 2 big name guys that I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
watching with the Celtic Tigers. They're going to only play for 1 quarter, but we'll see.
Yeah. This one right here is gonna be a close game, man. You got 2 really good teams. But I'm gonna go with the T-Birds. I'm gonna go with T-Birds. Show out for Atlanta out there, man. Hey, I'm gonna go with the T-Birds, and it's gonna be, I say probably a touchdown game.
I'm going with the Celtic Tigers. Both depth are shot, but I look now at main thing I kind of looked at to come up with my team deciding factors who I think is going to win was the quarterback, right? Like who is the
Yeah.
backup quarterback that's going to be coming in here playing for 3 quarters? And when I look at the backup quarterback of the Thunderbirds, they just drafted this guy Mitchell Grant, who's a 65 overall. He's probably going to be trash out there.
Hey, you
Uh,
never know. You
you
never
never
know.
know though. Yeah, you're right about that. You never know. KT will let us know because if Keyshawn Taylor is not getting the ball and he's wide open and the homeboy is overthrowing him, underthrowing him, doing whatever he wants to do, he's gonna have a story to tell in the Discord. Um, the Celtic Tigers, we know they got a pretty good backup in Paris Polo. So Paris Polo, he's like 78, 80 overall, and he's been around the block for a minute. So you take it. I'm taking an 80 overall quarterback over a 65 overall to perform, unless the starters come out balling. If we're looking at starters, I still feel like the Celtic Tigers is a team you can't really sleep too much on.
Yeah,
Um,
I got you. Who was
so
that quarter? Wasn't there a quarterback like I want to say within one of the past 2 seasons? It was like a real low overall, but came out balling in here. I can't remember. Can't remember if who.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Oh
He
man,
used
what's
to
his
play
name?
for the Lancers. TJ Gregg. I think
I
that's
think
who
it, I
he's.
think I think that was him.
Yeah, dude. And then everybody was talking about, yo, playing for the regular season. I said, look, man, the preseason and the regular season is two different things. That dude was balling against bums out there. If we was to throw him out in the regular season, he's getting killed. I'm letting you guys know that right now in the Discord, man. I don't care how much a dude balls in the preseason playing against backups. That dude will not look like that if he's like a low overall in the regular season. I guarantee you he's going to get stumped on. Uh,
Didn't didn't that happen with Ben Nicholson?
ben,
He
ben,
was it
I
was it
can't
him?
remember. I can't remember if he
I
had
f-
a preseason.
No, I'm saying I think there was one guy who got I think they who got hurt or one of the starting quarterbacks got hurt and then the backup came out and was balling. Everybody's like, "Hey, this man need to start." I
I
can't
can't.
remember. There
I
was
can't
one guy.
remember, man.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
You don't remember
I
what
figured that.
team or color?
Don't remember.
Nah.
Feel like it was the Explorers, but I don't remember. I'll figure it out later. But
Bro, really
yeah.
look like Bronny James though. That's crazy. Yo, Q, you really hit it out the park with that one, bro. That was crazy. The Duke Dennis was already on point, but the Bronny
The Bronny.
James though. Cause I literally was just looking at a picture, dude, too, like from a post, like about an hour before I hopped on, like chatting with you before the podcast. So that was just crazy. And of course, the main event to close out the first preseason week of the RFL season, man. Man, Miners and Snowhawks. This is I had to put this game last because of the amount of rookie talent that's in this game, right? Miners, the question mark, why'd you draft Steve Washington? Why'd you get Ajon Grant? Why'd you get, certain players? We're gonna see what they're gonna be able to do for the first quarter.
Yeah.
The Snowhawks, they had the most picks out of any team in the RFL draft this past season, and they were hitting on 70s galore. So we're gonna be seeing them in action. So yo, this is an action full of rookies that you want to make
Yeah.
sure a game full of rookies that you want to make sure that you tune into if you're watching any of these games, man, live. And I, of course, will be in the booth calling it. So who you think's gonna walk out with this one, man?
I'm gonna say the Snowhawks just cause just like you said, they had a lot of picks and they were hitting on all these rookies, and I feel like that's gonna really help them beat this Miners team who we like even though they got a lot of depth and stuff, there was like you said, there was some question marks with some of these picks, like Ajon Grant and Steve Washington. So yeah. But meanwhile the Snowhawks they were hitting on everything. So hey, I'm gonna take the Snowhawks in this.
Yeah, Snowhawks, I got them by a spread of a field goal or more. Both teams definitely got depth all day. They got
Yeah.
depth all day. Again, you kind of look at the quarterbacks, but then you look at the talent. Miners is good, but Snowhawks, I feel like this year they're going to be a lot tougher to handle, to manage. And also at the same time, um, I don't even know who the Miners backup quarterback is. Uh,
Let me see if I
I don't think he's all that good. Um, Trying to think. I think he signed like an old head that was like 33 years old.
ooh,
And so like he's not that Mayo. Okay, is
Mayo.
that the old head
Mayo.
done? I think that's the old head. We've never seen him play at all. So I don't know how he's gonna do,
That boy
but
named that boy
but
named Jerry Mayo. Hold
boy, yeah,
on.
boy about to get spread like some mayo on the week because they about to squash him. Like, oh man, but yeah, man. It's, we're gonna see what old head Mayo about to do. Yeah, they hit the pause, but whatever y'all want to throw
You,
out there. But yeah, he about to get put on on the shirt, probably on
you
the
know he
sandwich.
old, no he old his name Jerry, bruh. I ain't heard nobody named
Yeah,
Jerry in
the
a
last
minute.
Jerry I heard of was West. but but yeah, man, it's about to get crazy. But
Oh man,
yeah, that this is the schedule for this week, guys. This whole time I've had this daggone bar in the way. Hold up. I didn't even know that was blocking like half the. There you go. It's supposed to be showing up like this. But yeah, that's the full schedule. I'll be posting this on social media. This might not be the format for games when it comes to scheduling, though, moving forward. I just had to hurry up, put something together for the podcast. This actually took me a decent minute because I just had a process and I was like, look, man, I can't think of anything else at the moment. I'm just rolling with this. So I made this schedule graphic. Um, but yeah, we're going to put that out on social media. Also, I want to ask you guys, what you guys think about the schedule, man? Is the teams too small? I feel like the teams is too small when you look at them. But I tried to put it out there. I think this is a graphic where you could sit there and look at it and be like, know exactly what times it is, the matchups and all that. But yeah.
yeah.
At this point I'm rambling. But that is it for the predictions. Oh yeah, we're about to go ahead into another phase. And this phase is picking what teams we think will finish, or where do we think teams will finish at in their divisions this year. Early
Ooh,
predictions. So let's go
let's,
ahead and get that going, man. So
let's see.
bada boom and bada bang. So I have the modded game up right now, and this is what we gonna do. All right. So we're going in the order in which they got the ARC North. Where do you think your team is? Who finishes first, second, and fourth? Oh, I gotta bell myself. I can't count. Hey, yo, did I say first, second, and fourth? That's how you know hey, first, second, third, and fourth. Don't forget the three guys.
Oh,
Don't forget the three. Probably should give myself three bells. But let me get the other two. That's one. That's two. My goodness. Yeah, it's a late one
ooh,
for your boy right now, I guess. But yeah, so I can't even see where my face is on the cam. So I'm looking all over the place. Looking at the ARC North though. Who is taking the North?
ooh. I'm a, I'm gonna say the Huskies. I'm gonna say the Huskies gonna take it.
Huskies.
I'm gonna say the Huskies gonna take the North.
I'm going with the Huskies too.
Yeah. I'm ooh, number two. Who do I want to take? Ooh, for me, number two is between the River Hogs or the River Hogs and the Cougars. I feel like the Pioneers gonna finish fourth. I'm gonna be honest. But River Hogs and Cougars, who's gonna be that two and three? I'm gonna say, ooh, that's a tough. That's tough. 'Cause they're both pretty solid teams.
I'm gonna go Huskies, Cougars, Hogs, Pioneers, and it could be Pioneers third and Hogs last. I have a lot of question marks when it comes to the quarterback of the Hogs, McBride. A lot of question marks for that guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the yeah, I'm gonna say Cougars Hogs on that one.
All right, so that is our rankings for the ARC North. Let's go ahead and get a look at the ARC South, which we have the Voyagers, Dreadnoughts, Armadillos, and Sentinels a part of. So as we look at these, I'm gonna go with the Voyagers. For second place, I'm gonna go with the Dreadnoughts, then the Sentinels, then the Armadillos.
For me, I'd say that, but I feel like feel like the Dreadnoughts and the Voiders gonna be dancing for that 1 and 2. I feel like there's a chance the Dreadnoughts. I'm gonna say Dreadnoughts take the division with the Voiders going with Voiders finishing second. I'm
Okay.
gonna just swap that.
Yeah, the Sentinels, man, I think they definitely have the capability to be a number two in the division, but I'm very concerned about their defense. Their defense, I know they got a good, well, nah, yeah, they don't have. Never mind. Thought Q was doing defense, but he's the head coach. Maybe he's helping out with the defense. Let me know in the chat, Q. I can't remember. Uh, but their defense is very sus to me. I think they can get scored on pretty easily. That's my big concern with the Sentinels defense. And yeah, if you ain't got no defense, but the offense can move, that's all right. If you're playing trash offensive teams that can't score like that, but if you're playing teams that can score like that, which I think the Voyagers are capable of doing, even the Armadillos can shock you with their talent. Um, yeah, Sentinels. That's the reason why I got them at third.
Yeah, and then like Q said, he is in charge of defense.
Okay. Yeah, you got. Hopefully, you got the best of game plans for them, because I mean, personnel wise, I just don't see how you're not gonna be able to stop a lot of top offenses, in my opinion.
Yeah, and like Darius and Pecan saying it's gonna be the exact order on what it was in Madden. So they're saying the Sentinels gonna finish last. Actually,
Oh
that's what they
man, that's
saying.
crazy. That's crazy. Now this is
That's
a big division right here, the ARC
ooh.
East, and now this division has gained not only the Bulls but Geno Gannon, and I'm definitely going to put the Bulldogs at the one. At the two,
Yeah,
I'm going to go with the Bulls, and then at the three, I'm gonna go Celtic Tigers, and then Black Knights.
yeah, man. I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one because as much I want to see the Black Knights succeed, man. This is just too much firepower in this division for them to really make a solid push to win the division. So yeah, I'm gonna say Bulldogs definitely gonna get the lead. I feel like the Bulls and Celtic Tigers might be a little bit of a
A little squabble.
yeah, a little squabble, but I'm gonna say the Bulls. I feel like it's gonna be like a 1-2 game difference though. It's definitely not gonna be a big margin. And then CT and Black Knights.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next division, last division in the ARC, and it is the West. This is gonna be an interesting one. Got the Miners, the Bisons, Aviators, and Red Dragons. Uh, the Miners won the ARC South when they were in it 3 straight years. You know you're gonna hear these guys talk about that. Can they win the West?
Can they
Um,
win the
I
West?
think they definitely can. Is now,
Yeah,
especially since Marquise Washington is out the mix for the Aviators. Uh, the Red Dragons might be the only team that could give them some comp, in my opinion.
yeah,
The Bisons are a solid team, but they still need some growth and development, in my opinion. Aviators have, of course, lost one of their key contributors, and they needed
yeah,
help anyway in a lot of areas. So,
yeah,
in my opinion, I think it's going to be the Miners, Red Dragons, Bisons, and then the Aviators.
yeah. I was thinking the same over there because I'm be honest. This should be an easy division for the Miners, except for the outside the Red Dragons. So if y'all don't finish at least top two, it's gonna be some question marks about y'all. But I don't see that happening. I see the Miners win this division easily.
All right, so the ARC rankings are done. Moving into the NRC, we get a look at the North. And at the North, we've got two of the original teams staying there in the Barons and Explorers. Of course, Thunderbirds have left. Um, so this division went from being top tier to still pretty good though, because the Gunners have jumped in here. The Lumberjacks have jumped in
Yeah,
here, and they're not bad. And now they got a young quarterback that's promising. Um,
yeah,
okay, so the Barons, Gunners, Lumberjacks, Explorers. Definitely got to have Explorers at one. At
yeah.
number two, I'm gonna have the Barons. And
The
then at number
Barons?
three, I'm gonna have the gun. I'm gonna have the Gunners, then the Lumberjacks. It's hard to say that, but actually,
I was gonna say
I'm gonna
Lumberjacks
say,
Gunners.
yeah, Gunners. I think might be last. Might be last in division. So I'll say Explorers, Barons, Lumberjacks, Gunners.
Yeah, I feel like the top two are pretty clear for this division. It's just gonna be a matter of who's gonna finish last in this division, and I'm being honest, I feel like it's gonna be the Gunners.
Yeah, Gunners could
So,
shock some people though, but the defense, man, especially with the losses they had took a few years ago, like
yeah,
they're still coming up, but they still need pieces, and I don't know if they're gonna, you know, they could though. They could.
yeah,
We don't know. But
yeah,
this is one of the harder divisions, in my opinion, to try to really piece together after the Explorers.
yeah. And then I feel like I feel like Jabri's gonna do all right, but I don't. Just the team as a whole, I
No
don't
opinion.
see
Yeah.
it.
The
I
offense is
feel like
going to
the
be
team
killer
as a
though. I
whole.
know that,
Yeah.
but the defense is where
Yeah, it's the defense
yeah.
because the offense is it's always been solid for them. It's just the defense. It's like
Yeah.
they've lost so many key pieces, and it's I'm being honest, it's going to get worse before it gets better for them.
And the reason why I'm fluctuating the Lumberjacks with third or last place mainly because of we don't know what we're going to get from Jordan Granger. And although we know the energy he brings, we know his player's pretty solid, at least was in college. Um, we know what it's like for a rookie quarterback coming to RFL, man. It ain't
Yeah,
always
that is
pretty.
true.
And so he might have some moments, but in this division where you're playing up against the Explorers defense, you got the Barons defense where their secondary can catch you off guard at times with the old heads back there. Um, yeah, it could get scary for Jordan. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna still keep it that order. But
Yeah,
now,
they team got messed up.
yeah, going to the South, we now have this, in my opinion, the toughest division in the South. We got the Tigers, Thunderbirds, Diablos, and Desperados. And now it gets a little bit even more tougher with Desperados, in my opinion, being the
Ooh.
weakest link. And now they got Marquise Washington. So that's an upgrade. So I would say Thunderbirds
Ooh.
at 1, Diablos 2, Tigers 3, and Desperados 4.
Ooh, this is a tough division. This is a tough division because, of course, Of course, I feel like the Thunderbirds are going to win the division. Like, Thunder, they're Thunderbirds. That's all. That's all you really got to say about the Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
But I feel like there might be a bit of a squabble between the Tigers and the Diablos. I don't know. It depends
Could be.
on. Could be a bit of a squabble. Cash out there. I feel like he can. Feel like he can give them a bit of a run for their money.
What concerns me about the Tigers is even though they have good defense,
Yeah,
is
it's the defense.
the defense in a sense because they do pretty. They still end up getting passed by with the Thunderbirds. They've just been their kryptonite. But then when we look at the matchup against the Diablos, right? Diablos defense is top tier too. And
Yeah,
if you're throwing the Diablos up there against their high-powered offense with the offensive line weapons they were able to acquire and all that stuff, uh, now you got to see how is their defense going to stop the Diablos offense. And kind of looking at that matchup, man, Lane Kearney, we saw what type of year he had last year. The wide receivers he's got, the running back he's got. It's a lot of areas that I think the Tigers going to fall short in, especially at the defensive back position. Because shout out to Michael Blunt being named the starting cornerback for the Tigers this year, the 75 overall. But again, that's a 75 overall to a team that's got uh I think 380 or higher overall players, and one of them being a 99 overall with Pika McCullough. So I
yeah,
think they're going to struggle in the pass department against that team and other teams that have the firepower to pass. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. They're kind of old in some
yeah,
areas too.
yeah. I feel like with the Diablos and Tigers situation, I feel like if the Tigers do finish above the Diablos, it's gonna come from like out of division help, like the games that they play outside of division and possibly some of the cross conference games.
Mhm.
But yeah, just looking at it, I'm gonna go T-Birds, Diablos, Tigers, Rados.
All
Yeah,
right. Now we get a look at the East in the NRC. This is your division right here. Of course, you're gonna go with the Steamers, but you know what? I'm going with the Steamers too. I don't think anybody would go elsewhere. But you got the Steamers, Monarchs, Shamrocks, and Marshalls. I'm going to say
Uh,
the
ooh.
Steamers. I got the man
Oh, I'm gonna say Steamers,
Marshalls and
Marshalls.
Monarchs is hard.
Yeah.
That's hard.
I feel.
I'm gonna say
Okay,
Monarchs then Marshalls
I'm gonna say. I'm
then
gonna
the
say
Shamrocks.
Marshall Monarchs, and then the Shamrocks at last. I'm gonna say Marshall Monarchs.
Yeah, my only
It's going.
concern with the Marshalls is, and I know this is crazy to say because we know the cornerbacks are good because they're young and we know they're going to be great cornerbacks, but Monarchs already got some solid cornerbacks, and a lot of guys have already been developing for some years before the
Yeah,
Marshalls guys has, and that's kind of where I'm a little bit concerned. And then when we look at the quarterback position, Leo Moon's solid. Schrader is just ahead of him in my period, and in my opinion, so I don't think he'll make as many mistakes when they match up.
yeah. I feel like it's gonna be another situation where I feel like the Marshalls may get it, but it's probably gonna be like a 1 or 2 game difference. It's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be a drastic gap between the Monarchs and Marshalls. But I'm gonna say Steamers, Marshalls, Monarchs, Shamrocks.
That's what kind of gives me hype. Well, it ain't no kind of. What definitely gets me hype for this season, man. There's going to be no game that is just automatic win that we're
Yeah,
gonna have a bye week. Now we're
yeah.
looking at
That was saving a
really
lot of
every
teams.
yeah, man. We're
Yeah,
really
a lot
gonna
of teams getting
see
saved.
what a team can do for a full year. That's what I'm excited about. In the
Yeah,
last division, the NRC West, Snowhawks, Elks, Crusaders, Condors. This is the only division in the league that stayed the exact same after realignment. So these rivalries burn deep, and it's been a ring around the rosy kind of division because the Crusaders won it, the Condors won it, the Elks won it last year, Snowhawks. Uh, shoot, when did they win it? It's been like haven't won in a while, which is crazy. But
I feel like the
yeah,
Snowhawks finished top of the division.
yeah,
I
this
feel
year they
like
got to.
I feel like they finished the top of the division this year. And then, ooh, give me
Uh,
the
who you got?
give me the Condors.
Condors, okay.
Give me the Condors. Then Elks and Crusaders. I'm gonna say Crusaders. I'm gonna say Crusaders Elks. I feel like I feel like that's gonna be my prediction.
Yeah, I got Snowhawks, Crusaders, Condors, Elks. Let's say that. And that is it for the predictions and where we think teams will place at the end of season 9, man.
Yeah,
Uh
I'm ready for this season because especially with the way especially now that we got a one foul, we
oh
not finna
yeah.
see no situations where it's coming down to the wire and you have an NFL team from another conference having playoff implications on the RFL. It's gonna be straight RFL. Every
Yes,
game is gonna
sir.
matter.
Let's get
It's gonna
hashtag one
everything.
file in the chat, man.
Yeah,
One five. We
because we saw
there,
that
boys.
we saw that last year. I believe it was between I think it was the Lancers and I want to say the Wizards. And I remember we were trying to figure out who was going to get in. I think the game was between the Dolphins and some other team on who would decide who gets into the playoffs. And yeah, that never like that.
And my last question before we take open questions is this, Amir. It's the last topic.
All right.
If early prediction. Who do you think? What do you think the Reload Bowl matchup will be for season 9?
Ooh.
Comment what you think the Reload Bowl championship game is going to be to below, guys, for season 9.
All right. I'm gonna give a biased answer and I'm gonna give an unbiased answer. So biased, of course, I'm gonna say Steamers versus. I'm gonna say Steamers. I feel like the Bulldogs might make it back. I feel like the Bulldogs might make it back. But unbiased opinion, I'm gonna say Explorers Bulldogs.
That's great. I got the same thing. I think Explorers Bulldogs going to be it. I know Rodney didn't just say Explorer Steamers. Then it might be in the
Hey,
conference championship
yeah,
game.
I say, hey, that might be the conference championship matchup.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was a good chance that might happen last year. Uh but it's a good chance it's gonna happen this year. And
Hold
we'll
on,
see.
he said he need a bell.
Oh yeah, here you go. Oh no, I forgot that for you, Rodney. What you mad at? But yeah, the Explorers, man. You think about that team, man. It's just really
Yeah,
just one of those years. You come off of an undefeated season, you win the championship first time in RFL history, and it's just one of those times where things just happen, man.
yeah,
You get swept by the Tigers. You lose to a big rival that you split with during the season. That's the biggest rivalry in RFL history. The Explorers and Thunderbirds, and it kind of sucks that they can't be in the same division no more. But at the same time, it's kind of good for both of them.
oh yeah,
Because
that's
you know what I mean. But it's just like that goes to show you how good they were. That even within the same division, they were consistently making the playoffs against each other and playing each other about 3 times a year. Uh,
yeah.
but yeah, and they have each other on the schedule this year as well, which is crazy. I'm gonna go check and see what week that is. But that's going to still the biggest rivalry in RFL football continues with them.
Let's see what we got here in the chat. We got Pat said Explorers versus Voyagers, Dillos versus Steamers. Let's see, Hod said Steamers versus Cougars. Hey, that one. Hey,
That'd be
hey.
good.
I know that's gonna be me. I know BNCP gonna be talking about that one.
Yeah, week 9,
Week
the
9.
Columbus Explorers take on the Atlanta Thunderbirds. So yeah, that's gonna be fire. Thunderbirds with the home field advantage too. So a chance for the Explorers to kind of try to get their get back. They lost there last time. Well, they lost there in the NRC conference championship game.
Yeah. Let's see. No more predictions. That man Rodney done said Explorers versus Bulldogs. Man, you better you better put that Steamers right there. Can't be saying Explorers versus Bulldogs, man.
Yeah,
TP
man.
said
For 8 minutes, we got open questions that we'll go to. I'll close this at 8:30.
just like we used to in practice. Yeah, man.
Any questions also that you guys just want to ask for me to answer here live? Feel free to comment in the chat. I'm here
Oh
open for
yeah.
you guys.
I know I saw something about I don't remember who mentioned it, but I know I saw something about alternate
10:30.
unis.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, CP said when do we get an alternate uni reveals?
those will be revealed the days in which the teams wear them. So, uh, like they're out. We'll come up with a graphic or something during the regular season that when a team is going to wear an alternate, it's going to be showcased in a graphic, and so that way everybody knows, oh, this going to be fire. You know what I'm saying?
Right, but see.
How many times per year? I believe I'm going with 4 or 5 times in which an alternate can be worn. Every Thursday is going to be a color rush. That's starting regular season though, not uh, during the preseason. So you're not going to see color rush during the preseason at all or tomorrow. Stadium reveals will kind of be during the games this week. So uh, you'll be watching, looking at the stadiums and everything. Then there are some stadiums that don't have their edge walls yet. Like I said, the preseason doesn't have everything done, which is why we held off dropping the RFL mod until the regular season comes up. So we want to make sure we have everything set in place and done for you guys. But you will be able to see a majority of that come tomorrow. You'll be able to see the stadium of the Gunners and all that.
Report said there will be a neon sports site for the league this year.
Unfortunately, I'm trying to find a way I'm really trying to find a way for that to happen. But because we're on PC and it's an offline file, the only thing I can share that's similar to that is a thing called My Franchise, and that can't even be used unless you have Madden installed on a PC and have the My Franchise app. If you do, I'll be dropping the RFL franchise week to week in the RFL Discord, and then you would download that and add that to your game, and that will have all the information. Add it to the my franchise, and then when you open it up, you'll be able to see everything. I don't
Pat
don't really got to be a strong PC. If you got a PC that has Madden on it, then it should work.
Pat said, "Are we going to get quadruple headers every Sunday during the regular season?" Mm,
What do you mean?
Uh, I don't even know. To be honest with you on that one.
If you think of like if you're saying like 1 p.m., 4 p.m., 6, and then the 9, then yes. Hey, can you forgive me for not doing fun facts? No, that's fine, man. That's all good. No problem. Honestly, been so busy too now that we're on PC. It's definitely takes a lot more work, but man, it's worth it when you see everything that can happen with it, man. It's a fun experience. I can't wait for the season. I can't wait till tomorrow. Be in that booth calling the game for y'all boys.
Yeah, man.
That's gonna be crazy.
Fun facts with CP.
Let me get this. That boy about to ask y'all questions about the Jaguars. Y'all better know. Y'all be out. So who was the Jaguars quarterback back in 1995? When was the Jaguars established? Like, bro, wasn't it 1995? Yeah. How am I supposed to know who the quarterback? Nah, you gotta know. You want them reloads.
Was gonna be opening Google so fast.
Hurt. I'm saying, hey, we got a Google tracker too. We know who on there. We know who watching. All right, 3 more minutes. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this podcast to be too long, but we hit some good things, man.
Yeah.
And next Wednesday is gonna be fire. Of course, we're gonna do recaps. We're gonna have of course, look at the next schedule, predictions and stuff like that. Talk about the games, all that.
Rohan, there won't be a Neon Sports for this season.
Yeah. Unfortunately, since it's on PC, and if there's a way I can try to mix, uh, if there's a way I could try to mix Neon Sports with an offline file, then we can see about that happening. But I think there's a way possibly. I'm gonna have to talk to the guy who's behind Neon Sports. I know I've talked to him before. He's helped me with a situation. Um, but I don't know if he'll be able to do that. But I'm gonna have to talk to him when I get the time.
Uh, Eric asked if you ever found out if we were able to sit week 2 or 3.
Yeah, you guys can. I'm gonna say this though, it's probably almost impossible still. Um, because there might have to be limits because I've already recorded some games and I'm gonna let guys know this, which I don't think guys were thinking about. There was actually a decent amount of players that played way more than 1 quarter. And it's mainly because they were backups in other positions, if you feel what I'm saying. So like He may not be the starter at middle linebacker. No, he may be the starter at middle linebacker. You think he out for a quarter, but you got him as a backup middle linebacker at the sub. So homeboy coming in here playing 4 quarters when he's supposed to be out after one. I've
Ooh.
seen that in every game. So that I've recorded so far. So and it's gotta rock because once everything's in, it's in. Even for my CPU teams, I was just thinking about that too. It's like, dang. But week one's got to be a massacre. And the thing is, you don't want to put the injuries on a lot of people to prevent them from doing that, because if you do that, then you don't have enough people. And yeah. So I don't know how that's going to get worked out. I'm trying to look at it, but it don't look like there's no real workaround. You're probably going to be able to at max just sit like 3 guys. And if you sit those 3 guys, like everybody else got to be fair game to play.
CP said, "I need all my
Clock
XP.
all
I'm on
night.
the clock
All
all
day.
night."
So where the Reload Bowl location finna be at? Honestly, we don't know. We could save that for later when the playoffs comes, just to see what's up, because we might be able to have full reign over like editing where the stadium's at and all that. So it might be actually wherever the championship. Where's the Super Bowl gonna be played this year?
Vegas.
So it might be in Vegas. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they're probably just going to give us the Super Bowl location, and it should be that because we're in this year's like Madden that's
Oh yeah,
replicating. Yeah, so I think it's Vegas.
yeah. It's probably gonna be in Vegas then.
Yeah. And with that, that's going to be our last question, guys. Hey, I appreciate y'all like for real tuning in, and the wait is almost over, boys. The wait is almost over as the RFL action starts tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. Let me go ahead and throw this schedule back up. 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. We got the Marshalls and Leo Moon taking on Jabri Jackson and T-Moon Tyon. Let's go. With that being said, though, man, it's your boy Smitty, RFL Commissioner and play-on-play commentator, along with Amir Williams. And
Hey,
see you guys on Wednesday for the next podcast.
yes, sir.
Peace.